and leaves us so that he can send us the Spirit of truth. God's love for us is about freedom. All right, now I got one other verse here for you. Choose John 8:32. Is that you, Justin?
Yes. And you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free.
All right. So he's going to give us the Spirit of truth so that we know the truth, and the truth is going to do what for us, Justin?
Set us free.
It's going to set us free. The truth is going to set us free. God's love is about freedom. God's love is about us living in freedom. Okay, now, what does a Christian freedom look like? Is it a freedom to do whatever you want to do? That's the freedom we have here now, okay? In America, we have this incredible freedom. We can do whatever we want to do. We can choose whatever we want to do. What does our freedom mean in the kingdom of God? What's our freedom for? Why are we free? Francesca. Okay, we're free from, we do die, okay, but we're free from spiritual death so that when we die, we can be with him forever. That's very good. What are we free from, though, here? And what are we free for? Free from sin. Very, very good. We're free from sin. This is the slavery that we've been in for years and years and years and years and years and years and years, ever since the dawn of man. The first parents entered into it willingly. They're like, yeah, devil, just put those shackles right on us. Click, click, okay, this is great. All right, this tastes good. Oh, wow, now I understand all, okay? They totally stepped right into it, and we lived in it up until Christ came and freed us by giving us his Spirit, okay? His freedom is it's from sin, but what's it for? What are we free to do? Parents, you can help out. It's a 4-letter word, starts with L, rhymes with dove.
Love.
Yes, love, okay? Love, we can love, all right? We are free to love, okay? And not love like in the sense of, oh, gee, you're like really cute, and I really love you, okay? That's not the love we're talking about, or, baby, or any of this other kind of love that we're out there, We're talking about not, oh man, I love coffee. Oh, I love it. This is my love. We are one. Okay, love. What kind of love are we talking about? We're not talking about pizza love. We're not talking about ushy-gushy little infatuation love. What are we talking about? What?
Spiritual love.
Spiritual love? Okay, how is it expressed? By the cross. There is I think it's Greek, agape love. Okay? The total self-surrender love. The love that can only come from God. All right? The love that lays down its life for its friend. All right? Man, I love those scriptures. That is the love that we're called to. That is the love that is power. That is the love that changes the world. Jesus gives us the model. All right? That sacrifice is key. It's a key. These flies are scaring me. Okay. All right. Now, why do we need this kind of love? Well, I'm going to read you a little clip from the scriptures. This is from the book of Sirach. Oh, dang. Oh. I hate getting old. All right. Couldn't plan that better. Okay, this is from Sirach, chapter 2, verses 1 through about 6. Okay? Now, when we come to serve God, and when we step up to serve him, we need to realize that we are putting ourselves in the line of fire. Okay? We are putting ourselves into a life that is probably not going to be super easy. Okay? Because life in reality is not easy. All right? And I don't know, some of you guys have lived long lives, and your parents, not as long as me, but you have lived lives that have been rich and amazing, and you know that there are times where maybe, or maybe you had a rough past. You kind of were a wild child, and you partied a lot as a young person or whatever. You know that living out in the world is hard too. It's not all fun and games. There's a whole host of crosses that people who don't live with God have to go through. All right? People that are children of the devil, okay, go through all kinds of struggles. All right? Lots of struggle. And guilt, regret, physical ailments that come from sin, okay? So people struggle out of the church. But if we're in God's will, we have God to help us, okay? But this is a little scripture from chapter 2 of Sirach. Okay, my son, if you come forward to serve the Lord, prepare yourself for temptation. Set your heart right and be steadfast, and do not be hasty in times of calamity. Cleave to him and do not depart, that you may be honored at the end of your life. Accept whatever is brought upon you, and in changes that humble you be patient. For gold is tested in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of humiliation. Trust in him, and he will help you. Make your way straight, and hope in him. All right? If you come forward to serve the Lord, prepare yourself for temptation. Another translation says, prepare yourself for trial. All right? It's a guarantee. Jesus even says, guys, in this life, I don't know why. He never said guys, okay? But Jesus said to his apostles, he said, look, if they persecuted me, you know that they're going to persecute you. And then another point he says, in this life you will have troubles. And then he says, but I have overcome the world. All right? Christ promises us that when we walk with him, we're going to be tempted. And there's a reason. Because when we step forward to serve Christ, we stand against the powers and principalities that rule this world. All right? Jesus in his conversation with the devil, I remember that scene in, any of y'all watching the Bible? On the Bible on TV, catching some of those episodes? Amazing how everybody throughout the history of Israel have the same sword fighting techniques. But anyway, just kind of a strange thought. But anyway, it's, a few little biblical errors here and there, but, we'll give them creative license. But the one scene they had in there was the Jesus and the devil. All right, Jesus having a conversation out in the desert with the devil, and the devil takes him and he sets him on the throne, right, of Rome, and he's there, and Pontius Pilate is at Jesus' feet, kissing his foot. I mean, that's a pretty cool image. I'd never really thought of that, and that Satan rules the world. Okay, he rules the world. He was cast down after the battle in heaven. He was cast down to earth. All right? And what saves us from him is being in God's kingdom. And when you step forward to serve the Lord, you are stepping forward into a battle. Okay? The battle rages around us. And people can put their head in the sand if they want to. They can deny that it exists. They can say, oh, Satan isn't real. Oh, he's just a little made-up character for whatever man's fallen nature or, whatever man's history is or whatever. Okay? Well, not really. I mean, Jesus confronts Satan several times. He casts out demons in the scriptures. And I know a couple priests that are exorcists. And they actually visit people and have had little conversations with the devil. All right? Kind of creepy. But the reality is we do live in the midst of a battle. And that battle is raging. Okay? And it is over the hearts and minds of people. And the devil wants them, and the Lord wants them. And when we step forward to serve the Lord, we are stepping forward to work with him, to reach souls, and to save them from darkness. All right, now, the kingdom of darkness has three main facets, okay? Three main, divisions. I'm not really much of a military guy, so, what do you call them? Like we have the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, right? Okay, and they all kind of have their own specific purpose and their own techniques. You don't, even though the Navy has pilots, most of the pilots are Air Force guys. Okay, forgive me, I'm not real astute on my military. I've learned a lot moving here, but okay. But you have that, the devil has his three divisions, okay? And they are the world, the flesh, and the devil. The world, the flesh, and the devil. All right, and each of these uses different techniques to fight, okay, and to deceive us and to work on us. All right? Jesus gives us the Spirit, and it is the Spirit of what? Spirit of truth, okay? That enables us, gives us freedom so that we can love. So it's the Spirit of truth. What is the opposite of truth? Joseph, what's the opposite of truth? I needed you to take a little longer. Yes, lies. Coffee up my nose. Okay. Yes, lies. Truth versus lies. Light versus darkness. And you know what? There are a lot of people that are deceived in a lot of ways, okay? Now, this is the main tactic of the enemy, all right? He has three purposes for you. Plans. He has a plan for your life. Jesus says, Jesus doesn't say, but Jeremiah 29:11 says, God says, for I know well the plans I have in mind for you. Plans for your welfare, not for your woe. Plans to give you a future full of hope. That's God's plan for us, all right? And also Jesus, throughout, in a couple points in John, he says, this is the work of the Father. Believe in the one that he sent. All right? So we're called by God to be in relationship with his Son. That's his plan for us. And when we receive the Spirit. The Spirit enlightens us to truth. And then we are free to love, okay? So we're soldiers of light. We're children of light. God has a plan for us. The devil has a plan for us too. And it has 3 D's. And I'll tell you what they are. First of all, he wants to deceive you. Deceive. Then he wants to dominate you. And then he wants to destroy you. All right? You look at God, and why does the devil hate us? Why couldn't, Jesus and the devil work something out in the desert? Just sit down, sing Kumbaya, and make some stones into bread. Why couldn't they? Okay? The devil has set his heart absolutely against God and his purposes. Satan's rebellion is so complete, there's no turning back for Satan. And there's no way that he can ever enter into glory again. All right? So he has set himself against God's creation. All right? If you hate somebody, you can't get them. Okay? The devil and God are not equal. The devil is he's an angel, fallen angel, very powerful angel, but he is not equal to God. So Satan can never defeat God. All right? But he can attack his creation. All right? My kids were watching Little Women last night, and I was in the back, and I was listening, and I came out every now and then to kind of check on how Little Women was going, because it's a great little movie. But there's a little, the little girl in the movie, what's her name? The little one? The baby, Amy. Amy can't go to this play, so she's really mad at Joe. So she can't beat Joe up, she's too little. She can't outthink Joe, because Joe's much older. But Joe comes home and is looking for her manuscript, and she wants to write some because she's had some great inspirations. And she finds that Amy has taken her journal and thrown it into the fire. Okay? It's a tremendous scene, actually. I was like, what a turd. Anyway, but Amy is a lot like Satan in that instant, all right? Amy is a lot like Satan because Satan can't fight God, can't outthink God, can't outsmart God, okay? But he can attack Joe's manuscript, and he can throw it in the fire. Okay? He can attack you and me and us and all of us, and priests and nuns and religious and judges and lawyers and doctors and garbage men and custodians and everybody else in the middle and all the way up, waiters to all the way up, all right? He can attack all of us, and he wants to attack us, and he wants to take us, and he wants to throw us into the fire and destroy us. God is writing this beautiful story in our lives, and he can't fight God, so he wants to take this beautiful story that you are, he wants to pitch you into the fire. Okay? Because he hates you. So he wants to deceive you, okay? And so he's going to say, oh, I don't exist. I'm not real, okay? One of the ways the devil works to deceive us is through the world, okay? And when I say the world, I'm talking about the philosophies of this world. And they are shoved down your throat every time you turn on any media that you have, okay? Anything that you listen to and watch, I guarantee you, almost every commercial that comes through the television is trying to shove down a lie into your life. I know that sounds extreme. But and we don't have cable at home, so every now and then if we want to watch a show, we have to come up to the youth room or go over to a friend's house and ignore them and watch TV. Anyway, no, but God, we went on a little vacation for spring break, went down and we got to watch TV, and it was like we're such nerds, it's like TV. So we're we're watching the cooking channel and the home renovation channel and sports. We watched a couple of great basketball games, but man, bam, the commercial comes on, and it is in your face. You need this. You're not happy without this. You're ugly without this. You're incomplete without this. All right. And so all these commercials, and then even in the commercials, they have all kinds of creepy, kind of weird, undermining stuff. The world wants to lie to you, and they want your money. That's all they want. And honestly, guys, teenagers, just think for a minute. The bands that you follow, the people that you follow, the celebrities that you think are so important, Taylor Swift and Justin Bieber, and I don't even know who else is out there. I know I'm like 3 years behind, sorry, okay? And Barney, I know you guys love Barney, all right? And Dora, anyway, but all those people, they don't care about you, all right? And honestly, they're just puppets. They're puppets on strings, and they're enticing you, and they're deceiving you, and they're letting you buy their albums, and they're taking your money, and they're, what I mean? So all these things that we think sometimes are so important to us, they're passing, they're fading, they won't be around, unless they're like Bruce Springsteen. He's still kind of around. Kind of. Okay, so we're in a battle, all right? And so the world is one way the devil works on us. The philosophies of the world, the lies that the devil gives to us. The next one is the flesh, all right? Now, some of the greatest stories that are out there, some of these amazing stories, there's a little traitor inside the good guy's thing, a little spy. and they sneak out and they tell the enemy different things. Guess what? We have in our battle a little spy that's working against us. And I know this is going to sound weird, and I'm not trying to, just let me finish, okay? That we have in us a weakness that proclaims itself, all right? That announces itself. And it's there, all of us have it. It's called the flesh. And it is this tendency in us to make soft choices, to seek comfort, to seek protection. That is what we have, and it's inside of us, and it betrays us, all right? It's a weakness of our character. And where did it come from? Remember? Where did this internal traitor come from? Colin, where did it come from? Adam and Eve, right? Okay? And you, even though you're baptized, you still have something. The church has a great big fancy word for it. Starts with a C. Sounds like upescence. Concupiscence, yes. No, it's not. Okay. Yes, concupiscence, all right? That is our tendency toward sin. Our tendency to choose easy paths. I mean, really, most sin, if we think about it, most of the times we sin, we're trying to take a shortcut to get to the pleasure that we want. If you think about it, you know? I mean, really, sex before marriage, that's a pretty serious sin, all right? What's the short? We're taking a shortcut. We're not developing ourselves, developing a solid relationship, building trust among people. We're taking a shortcut and getting to the pleasure of sex. Okay, which in a marriage is fantastic, is necessary, is beautiful. It restores our innocence, heals us of all kinds of stuff, is a sacramental expression. Sex inside of marriage is a beautiful thing. Outside of marriage, it's debilitating, it's objectifying, it's manipulative. It is all about, it's all self-centered, all right? So what it is, it's a shortcut, all right? And so that's so much of our lives is sin, is that it's a shortcut to the pleasure, to the comfort, to the soft choice, okay?